All right, press conference time. So
go.
Stardom has a huge press conference that was late. So they hadn't announced it yet, and I was going on the YouTube channel because I was going to watch the rest of New Blood, and I see like the planned this is going live at whatever, and I was like, oh, a press conference, interesting. And I was like, this is the thing I've been waiting for. It was for Nagoya Big Winter, but I was like, Dream Queendom's in a month. It's not. It can't just be that. Like
there was no way they could have pushed past the elephant in the room.
To be more. Yeah. So it starts off with the new president Taro Okada speaking, and he looked worried. I don't know. He was like he was just like speeding through his words. I was like, all right, this poor guy may not be a big public speaker. But I was like, I don't know. I like him. I have no reason to like him other than I don't know. He just he gave off like, I just want this to be good, okay? Which I get that as someone that talks into a microphone every week. I also just want this to be good. But then it's given away pretty quickly when I see the titles show up. They're bringing out each title one by one. I didn't see the world initially. Like it was like a 5-second span until I saw the world title. But I saw the tag titles and I was like, no, not Tsupoi. Why? And then I saw the world title. I was like, and there it is. So the inevitable did happen. The World of Stardom Championship was vacated. The Goddesses of Stardom Championships were vacated. Tam Nakano's title reign comes to an end. I'll say it, unfortunately for her, will go down as one of the worst World of Stardom title reigns because it just had no defenses. She had it forever. Yeah. Her title reign was beat Julia in April, defended technically against Mina, which was obviously weird in itself. Then she defended the Wonder, lost that to Mirai. Then she defended against Megan Bayne.
Yeah. And then Tora.
And then Tora. And then that was it. So an underwhelming year for the World of Stardom title overall. Definitely not what we expected when Julia was coming into the year as world champion. We expected this to possibly be the best year for the title. It was not. And then the Goddesses of titles, very upsetting because I thought Sayori and Natsupoi were fantastic as champions in their few title matches that they had. But with injuries comes opportunity, which we will get to. So Rossy Ogawa announced that the new World of Stardom champion will be crowned in the main event of Stardom Dream Queendom 2023. It will be Suzu Suzuki, the 5-star Grand Prix winner, going against the winner of a one-night tournament to be held this upcoming Tuesday at Corkin Hall. And I was like, oh, Rossi saw people saying, oh, these attendance numbers are down. He said, all right, that one-night tournament, here you go. He announced the matches. It will be Micah versus Ami Sarai, which I just laughed at. I was like, really? Like, Ami Sarai's not winning. And then Mina Shirakawa and Momo Watanabe in the other match, which is exciting because they have phenomenal chemistry. And then they will meet presumably in the main event of that show to decide who will face Suzu Suzuki at Dream Queendom. We'll get to the Suzu aspect in a second here. But I think the realization hit for a lot of people that the next World of Stardom champion is going to be either Suzu Suzuki, Micah, Mina Shirakawa, Momo Watanabe, or Ami Sarai, which is just like, come again? But it's exciting.
Definitely. I mean, as you said, these type of things, whilst unfortunately they do create opportunity. Now we have a case where we're gonna get a new champion, someone who's not only never had the World of Stardom Championship before, but like kind of never really been close to this spot before until right now. Suzu's only just really getting. I know she's had Red Belt challenges and stuff like that, and there's a couple who have, but this is the first time where anything feels like, okay, this could really happen, and it's going to happen for one of them. Just in terms of briefly the actual vacancies themselves, before I kind of get into the tournament. This had to happen. As I said before we went live on our show, Dumb Guy Live, we were live just the day before this announcement was made. We were kind of talking about the situations, that were unfolding, and we said, unless they're absolutely certain that Tam Nakano and Natsupoi can make Queendom, I think they have to vacate these titles. On the red belt side of things, you just can't not have the World of Stardom Championship not defended at what is essentially the biggest show of the year. I know the All-Star Grand Queendom could also be the biggest show of the year, I guess, but it's one of the two, and it's the big year-end show. So there was no way, as soon as she wasn't on that poster, it became apparent that, okay, something needs to be done here. For
Mariah isn't either, to be fair.
Well, yeah.
So I was like, maybe it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
then it was.
But
it was a big
for Natsupoi, sorry, I know I was particularly gutted because they had the artist title reign with Kairi that was kind of getting going, and then obviously that came to its end, which you assume is because Kairi wasn't sticking around.
Thanks, pal.
And now, just as they were having a really good tag reign putting together, Natsupoi gets injured and they have to vacate, which is really unfortunate because they're such a amazing pair. Again, one of my favorite things from Stardom this whole year. But you have tag league winners in Micah and Megan Bayne. They need something to do. Megan Bayne may not be around for too much longer. She may not even be around leading into Queendom. Could be heading back to the States. But yeah, in terms of this tournament, which I'll get back to, obviously it's pretty exciting. The people in this tournament that have been waiting to get this opportunity for a long, long time. I am a massive Momo Watanabe fan. I don't think she's winning, but you give me some hope, and I'll get a bit too excited. I don't think she's the favorite heading into this, but I would not be against it at all. Mina Shirakawa, I think she's got a big chance. I know you've kind of mentioned already that you think Micah's taking this. I think Mina's in with a big shout, but and obviously Ami Sourei is in there also.
She is.
I mean, she's also there.
Well, that also hurts the idea that she gets the Wonder match, because I was like, what if she just loses? Which she will. There's no chance she's beating Micah.
Yeah, well, I think it's a tough one with the white belt, because when Mariah won and the way they're building Micah up, right? If Micah's not winning the red belt here,
it'll be Micah.
Then I would very much like Micah to get the white belt. She's due something, right? So if, let's say, Micah beats Ami, which is probably going to happen, and then Ami gets the white belt match, Mariah retains, maybe Micah is the next up following that, if she's not red belt champion by then. But yeah, I don't know. In terms of Micah getting there, my only worry is, and I do kind of think Micah is the favorite heading into this tournament, is that if she's not winning, I don't know if I can do another one of these, man. Micah fans,
there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. I've had to hear from for months now.
Just kind of leading the charge on the Micah front for a long, long time. But we just just coming away from the 5-star final not too long ago, which was obviously Suzu and Micah. So it would make sense to rerun that. But if Micah's losing again, it's tough, man. If they don't have something big for it immediately after that, it's gonna be kind of rough. But I ultimately I think Suzu is probably taking this, which I think in terms of creating a moment and creating a star, I think is maybe the right way to go with it. For the long term.
I thought Suzu was beating Tam, so
I wasn't sure. It was just the way they did it with kind of. They announced it, and it wasn't for Queen. It was like it felt like they were waiting for Sayonara Utami.
If there was a big year-end story that made sense, right, to close out Queendom, it was Suzu versus Micah. So somehow, some way, that is what we're getting.
That's what we're getting.
I think I'm confidently going with that as the main event. I'd like to see if Mina gets to the final, I would like her to at least project that to a Wonder match. I think it would be a very easy way to do so. It'll be fun though. It's a fun Cork and Hall show. Should
Mhm.
be lively for Micah, Mina. Like those two are over so popular, so it should be
Mhm.
loud. Should be fun. It's gonna give some people some false hope, one way or the other. And I think no matter what, we're on the way to making Suzu the next big main eventer. But you know, plans change. We'll see what happens ultimately at Dream Queendom. But let's get to the Suzuki aspect. If a look could kill, Suzu had it. She was not happy. She hasn't been happy. We've seen the interviews.
Mhm.
She's been calling Tam out time and time again. Where are you? Give the belt back. Blah, blah, you know, this and that. And once the match was canceled, I figured Tam was dropping the belt. They were just going to probably wait till the like they did after that pay-per-view, and they'd announced it. So Suzu was visually not happy. She was talking like very distraught. And then Hazuki said, "All right, it's my time to shine, baby. Here we go." And Hazuki, oh, I should have had her. She could also be the next champion, which just
way to give another fan base more false hope.
Yeah, I was
Let's
like,
just throw everyone in there. It's your time now.
Every fan base of the past like 2 years that have been hoping for the big win. Mina, Momo, Micah, and now Hazuki. I was like, that is just funny. That's just funny.
This could create a real dangerous situation on Twitter.
I was like, Rossi's been listening, and he's like, oh, it'd be a shame if I broke some more hearts. But Suzuki sitting there angrily before Hazuki comes out, and Hazuki, those are your title matches if you're watching the video. Should be a lot of fun. Hazuki comes out, lays down the challenge. Suzu's like, okay. She didn't look all that interested in the idea, but she's like, yeah, that seems fair, I guess. I totally was not so sorry to have my title match. This was originally announced for the Cork and Hall show. They pivoted, thank God, and they moved it to Nagoya Big Winter. They saw what was happening on that Cork show, and they said, you know what? We probably don't need to put this on there.
Yeah, we might have enough intrigue already, you know. Maybe.
Yeah, a little bit, I'd argue. But it's very exciting, obviously, because Hazuki versus Suzu. Never saying no to that one, ever.
Mhm.
I'm never gonna be like, oh no, we get this awesome singles match. That should rock. Obviously, Hazuki's been on fire. Anytime she gets the big matches this year, I happily remember that match with Saya Kawatani. If I was to make, I'll have my Joshi top 10 at the end of the year, but that's comfortably in it. I miss that. I miss those days. How the times were simple back then. With Saya on top as champion, and I'm not blaming Mariah; it's not her fault. But Saya as champion, I felt like was like, all right, we're safe here. You know, we're okay, and it's been a mess ever since. So Suzu accepts. That'll be at Nagoya Big Winter. We'll get to that full card in a second.